Hi, hello, and welcome to another edition of Executives Corner. My name is Simona Spilak, and I coach executives and leaders out there who are in front of big, maybe also difficult decisions, and who are in front of professional challenges which might be covered with all that pandemic challenges, but as well with their leadership decisions making and of course leadership challenges. So really warmly welcome. I know that most probably if you are one of my loyal audiences, that you are following us every single Monday at 6 p.m. CET, and here we are again. Today, I'll cover the topic about the outstanding leadership traits, where I will stress out that less is more. And what is it all about, those outstanding leadership traits, and how can less be more? Actually, it's very simple. So welcome, and if you would love to share this video with somebody you might consider that will benefit from it, then of course you are invited to share the video, the link to this video, and of course stay with me if you have any questions. I'm really happy to answer all of your questions, but as well challenges. And if you would love to reach out personally, then send me a message or book a coaching call with me. So, outstanding leadership traits. One and the only, and I believe the most important one among four of them, which I will cover today, for me is about really self-leadership. Leading yourself, it's like putting the oxygen mask on the airplane first to yourself and then to others. And that's the only way how you can help others. So being able to self-lead enables you to be able to lead others, to excel in it, to be great, to be engaging in your leadership role. But what does it require to self-lead? I believe it really requires not only a self-awareness, but as well a lot of self-care. But that's the topic which I will cover in one of the next Executives Corners. So follow up with the self-care topic in next weeks. But today is really about leadership traits. Being able to self-lead, it's not only a trait, it's a combination of skills, a combination of competences, I would say. And what does it entails in the sense of traits? I would say that it entails a very important trait, and that's the ability to focus. To focus not only on strategically relevant topics, but as well to focus on your self-care, on you as a person, on you as a human being, and on you as a professional out there. So having a focus of not only understanding the strategically relevant challenges and strategically relevant priorities, but as well to be able to focus on yourself, to understand who you are, to be aware of your potentials, to be aware of your growth segments and growth areas. That's so crucial because it will enable you to focus on your development on that specific area, which will not only help you to have a fast, but as well the tremendous leadership impact. And most probably you heard me already talking about the leadership impact and the potential which leaders carry, not only how they execute their current role, but as well the potential in the future in the sense of impact which they can make. And being aware of that, being focused on that specific development areas, which will bring you there to create that biggest and also most significant impact, and the impact which is close to your vision, to your personal purpose you're following up, that's so crucial. Or to make it simple, once you are able to understand the strategic focus and strategic priorities, so should you be as a leader to understand what your focus should be in your personal development area, but as well in your self-care area. So first of all, it's all about focus. The second of all, I would say that the trait which is really outstanding is the flexibility. But not only the flexibility of being able to understand different topics and to play out different scenarios, either in the professional or personal field. I believe that the most important flexibility piece of trait is as well in the field of knowing when enough is enough. Not only in the sense where your job is done, so being able to manage yourself in the sense of how much more do I have to do? How much more would I love to achieve? How much more has to be done? You have to be flexible in the sense to understand, to be aware, but as well to take that flexibility to say, enough is enough. My job is done. So either in the sense of we achieved a lot, so I should really focus on some other priorities or some other opportunities, or in the sense of understanding that simply your job at the company is done, your job as a CEO of a specific organization is done, and to move on. To move on is one of the really big challenges, because you as an experienced CEO or a leader are so not only confident in the role which you have, but you put so much efforts in it, so much time, so much energy to create that role, to create your image, to build on your professional expertise, to gain all the results, to achieve all the goals you set for yourself, your organization, and your employees. Then exactly because of that, being flexible in that sense, to understand enough is enough, or my job is done, and to move on, it's so difficult. I meet a lot of professionals and a lot of CEOs who are struggling with that, because it simply requires from a person, from them, not only as a professional, but as well as a human being, to decide what they would love to do next, where to go next. And it connects to the fact that we really should know as a leaders, and you as a leader, what's your career aspiration? Where do you see yourself next? To discover the opportunities which lie ahead of you, to create space for somebody else to take over your role, but to create a future for yourself where you will not only feel satisfied, but as well where you will feel happy and where you will really enjoy. And how to do that, how to actually be flexible enough to say enough is enough and to go after a new challenge, a new career. It might not be a completely like 100% or full-time CEO job. It might as well be a consultancy job or a coach job or a consultant for a different part of a different company or a different company's board. A lot of opportunities are out there. But to be able to identify that as a leader, you have to do a little bit of the self-inquiry. You have to go deep in yourself, not only to discover, to research, and to create opportunities, but really to go into that deep individual self-inquiry, to discover what you really love, who you really are, what do you appreciate, why do you act certain way, why do you communicate certain way, why do you approach challenges in a certain way. To discover that, to be able to identify where you will find the most satisfaction. And satisfaction can come in the form of a new challenge, new goals, a new career, or simply happiness you would love to create for yourself and for your loved ones around you. So it's not only about your personal happiness, it's as well how do you mold yourself into the environment of your private happiness and professional desires or professional goals. And all of that is really relevant, especially as we come to that stage of reaching a certain seniority in the professional, but as well in private life, and how to create a new life for yourself after the CEO role might be over, or how to tackle a role as a first-time CEO. All those are challenges which require flexibility, but as well supported and being founded on your self-inquiry to truly understand how you as a human being, how you as a person, how you as a professional are translating and transforming practical skills which you gain into your own style, into your own art as a leader and as a professional. And to do so, you really need a support, or you might need a support of a coach who will ask you deep questions, very direct questions sometimes also tough questions, which will lead you to the point where you will be able to understand what really inspires you, what's your not only intrinsic motivation, but what's your long-term aspiration based on your previous experience, on your previous results, on your self-awareness, self-confidence. So, as said, exceptional and outstanding leadership skills. First of all, focus. Second one, which I described, flexibility. The third one, I would love to cover, and I touched a little bit about that in my previous Executives Corner already, is the capacity to be aware of where you are, and it combines a little bit and touches a little bit the flexibility and the focus as well. To be aware not only of your personality traits and your profile, but as well to be aware of your how capable you are to take over the responsibility. So the awareness about being responsible, not only for your previous results and to really ride on that wave of your previous success, but how aware are you and how responsible are you towards the fact that you might not know everything and that your previous experiences might not help you in the future. So that capacity to be aware of the responsibility of your previous successes and previous results. Whatever you've done in the past, of course, it supports your self-confidence. Of course, it supports your professional image. And of course, the status as well, which you have, and all the good and impact you created. But you know what? For the future, it might not be enough. It might even be valid. How you will tackle the approaches, how you will set goals, how you will enable your organization to grow, how you will support your employees to be engaged, motivated, how you will support their growth. So the capacity of being aware of the responsibility which previous results and previous success brings in the future, it's really an outstanding leadership trait. How will you mold those in the future projects? How will you mold those in your future actions, decision-making approach? Will you use completely the same approach, being 100% self-confident, or will you challenge yourself and be courageable to take a completely new approach? And to be able to do so, once again, I'm returning back to the fact it's great to do a little bit of the self-inquiry, to understand not only who we are, but as well how we can support our future growth with a bit different tools, different approaches, different programs, and how to really change also the narrative which you are selling to yourself, who you are, what you did, and whom you would love to become in the future, and where you would love to see yourself in the future, and who else will be around there, and what impact will this make to the people around you, to your loved ones, in your private, in your professional life. So the capacity to be aware and responsible about your previous and past results and best practices and how to translate them into your future action and future successes. And be aware that the self-confidence might be something what will hold you back and not will bring you forward. Or simply, as I often use, what brought you here might not bring you there in the future. So 3 of the outstanding leadership traits, as we mentioned: the focus, the flexibility, awareness, and responsibility about our past practices, results, and successes, and how they might affect our future. And then there is the 4th one, which I mentioned I will cover today, is really to understand what brings you the satisfaction. And I wrote here down, it's not only about satisfaction, it's also what brings you happiness. You know, if you are the one who is able to self-lead yourself, because then you're able to lead others. And if you know that you have to put the oxygen mask first to yourself to be able to help others, then the beauty and the biggest form of leadership is as well to understand what satisfies you, in the form of happiness, in the form of engagement, in the form of being able to celebrate, in the form of joy, enjoying your life, in the form of really taking time to spend your time and to find time to spend it with your loved ones. All of that is a part and the outstanding leadership trait, to be able to understand what's the source of satisfaction and what's the source of your happiness. And sometimes it's really simple. Sometimes it's just down to it, what really makes you feel okay. And you know, it's so simple, and we often forget, and we mold all of that and we create all of those complex structures and models of what satisfies us, what delivers us a sense of purpose, a sense of meaning. At the end of the day, it's feeling okay with what we've done, with feeling okay what you achieved, with feeling okay how you make others feel and how others enjoy your company. This can be a tremendous source of not only satisfaction, but as well success, and source of your future projects you will take on, source of your future growth, but as well as source of the impact you will make in your organization, but as well in the world around you. So thinking about the outstanding leadership traits, at the end of the day, it's really simple. So be focused, have the clarity what satisfy you, be flexible in the sense of understanding also when enough is enough, and at the end of the day, also uh, be very transparent and clear about having the awareness about responsibility of your previous results and how those will impact your decisions in the future and your successes in the future. So I know that you are that outstanding leader out there and that you are ticking that box which I mentioned already of those four outstanding leadership traits. But I also know that you might face a challenge being alone out there, sometimes meeting somebody who would be like that second pair of eyes, objective, really non-judgmental, with whom you can share your challenges, with whom you can just discuss how you feel, what makes you happy, what you would love to achieve for yourself, for your family, for your community, for your organization. Then, of course, you can reach out. You can book a call with me, or you can send me a private message to discuss the challenges which you have in private. And that's why I love having those executives corner and all the topics and every single episode where I share not only my experiences from the coaching which I have with my clients, but also my personal struggles and of course personal challenges. I'm a human being as well, and exactly like you, I also have to pay attention to not only be flexible but also to create self-care rituals, to be able to use the outstanding personality traits and mold them into something what is called making good and having an impact which I desire and which is aligned with my personal values and of course with what the world around me needs and what brings not only satisfaction to me but as well to the people around me. And I hope this was something what you might find useful. So feel free to share it or recommend this episode to somebody you might know will benefit from it. And I'm really grateful that you are joining me every single Monday at 6 p.m. CET. And I'll see you next time. And I hope you have a wonderful morning, wonderful day, wonderful evening, wherever you are. And I'm thanking you for your attention and, of course, being here with me. I hope you find a great advice here, and I hope you will join me next time. Take care. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.